reservations. Nobody stands in the way of my plans. I ain't got that kind of patience. The end of the week, I turn to a freak. Go out and forget all my cares. Putting my hands in the air, looking so good from my heels to my hair. Good times, good vibes. I wanna be in the spotlight. Turn up, no lies. Doing whatever I like. Nothing but music is filling the air. Moving my body so everyone stares. This is my moment, all eyes on me. Out on the dance floor, bringing that heat. I came to party, yeah, I came to dance. Already made reservations. Nobody stands in the way of my plans. I ain't got that kind of patience. The end of the week, I turn to a freak. Go out and forget all my cares. Putting my hands in the air, looking so good from my heels to my hair. Good times, good vibes. I wanna be in the spotlight. Turn up, no lies. Doing whatever I like. Nothing but music is filling the air. Moving my body so everyone stares. This is my moment, all eyes on me. Out on the dance floor, bringing that heat. I came to party, yeah, I came to dance. Already made reservations. Nobody stands in the way of my plans. I ain't got that kind of patience. The end of the week, I turn to a freak. Go out and forget all my cares. Putting my hands in the air, looking so good from my heels to my hair. Good times, good vibes. I wanna be in the spotlight. Turn up, no lies. Doing whatever I like. Nothing but music is filling the air. Moving my body so everyone stares. This is my moment, all eyes on me. Out on the dance floor, bringing that heat.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first official match for Foxnyr Finest, our second roster. I'm Max, founder of Foxnyr, and with me today, I don't really have a second caster, but I have a second human being with me anyways, and it's going to be my co-founder, Bao. Hello, Bao. How are you doing?
Hello. Let's go have some fun. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions because I am a silver player. I am used to streaming and talking to people, but I am not used to cast a game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a bit different than a usual cast, but I think that's always very fun. Now today, the Foxnyr boys are playing against, it's a bit more of a personal touch in this case, as they are playing against my old organization that I played for. So it's a bit of a grudge match, you can call it. You know, they have an extra bonus on top. So I am very much looking forward to this matchup. And so far, let's see who is going where. It seems like Lostik is going to go for blue side, so that is perfect. That is the setup I prepared for. So that is great. Now, Ba, what are you expecting to see today? What are you looking forward to?
So one of the big things I'm actually looking forward to is seeing how our new secondary team actually stacks up against a team that has been in the league for quite a while, because, well, yeah, I know who Lostik is, and I know Elistrum and Gregory and Remix and so on. So this is kind of a fun way for me to see how we actually stacking up against a team that I know on a personal level compared to Echo Peacocks that our primary team played against last time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be fun. It's the first time we see our second roster, our Foxnyr Finest roster in action. This is also the reason, of course, why, as you might have noticed by the overlay being different, everything is yellow. Same for on the social media. If you see a post or anything that is in yellow, it means it points towards our Foxnyr Finest roster, and if it's in the normal blue, then it points to the main roster. Now let's see. I see that all the players are already in the lobby, not sorted yet. That's the only thing that's missing, but they are all in. So I'm just gonna say that we are ready. There we go. And from there on, you just gotta wait for the players to be. Now, I think the matchup overall, it should be pretty even-ish. I think both sides have very strong players individually, so we'll have to see how they match up as team-wise, of course. But I'm really looking forward to some certain matchups to see how players can hold themselves. And of course, I know at least a couple of the Lostik players. I know like what their playstyle is, how they like to play, what champions they like to play. So I'm just personally wondering, did anything change, since I last played with them, or is it still all pretty similar? There we go. Now 2 of the 3 parties are ready. Let's see. We can go into champ select once a Lostik is also ready. And of course, it's the first time I can also put a coach in the champ select overlay, because I know that Marv is coaching Lostik. So now we actually have 2 coaches. Yeah, oh, actually, I need to remove our coach this time. Good that I talk about it myself, because our coach doesn't coach the Foxnyr Finest boys. Okay, it seems like they're ready. We're gonna head into champ select any second now. And then we'll see where this game takes us. I'm hoping for 2 exciting games, of course. There we go. Into champ select we hope. I hope for 2 exciting games, no one-sided games here. Have some fun. Pike ban, first of all. I know that our support, Mr. Trailblazer, loves to play some Pike. So that's always fun to see some targets. Yeah, Maokai, also very strong in the meta right now. Overall, as a jungle pick, and of course, technically still flex pick towards support, right? It's still there as a flex.
So I actually heard something about a new patch coming around that is gonna, remove some things and well, how much depending on what Riot does, how much of an impact could a patch that, let's example, like nerfs the Q on the Maokai actually have as an impact?
Yeah, so patches always it tends to have more impact than you think. It's like small damage buffs. Oh, he gets 3 AD more, right? Or some small buffs like that, or small nerfs like that. They tend to have a lot of impact. For example, in jungle, like the whole jungle role usually revolves around how fast your clear is, right? For example, how fast can you clear the whole jungle? So removing that little bit of damage can slow your clear down by, let's say, 2 seconds overall, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you are 2 seconds late to a play or to a situation, it can have a really big impact. So in this case,
the Orianna ban.
Orianna is banned, one of the strongest, at least mid lane picks right now in the meta. And I also know that Poor with Cookie likes to play as Orianna. And then we see the Syndra Instalok, which is Poor with Cookie's at least second favorite pick to pick. I know that, and he played it yesterday as well. Lostik had an official they played yesterday. So let's see how Juvis will answer the Syndra. They're hovering the Akali right now, and they lock in the Akali. Always a fun pick. Can be a flex, of course. It can be top lane Akali. It could be a mid lane Akali. We don't really know. And neither does Lostik know in this case. So they'll have to see how they adapt to that flex pick. And next to the Akali, you have the Sejuani. Always really good. Akali counts as melee attacks, right? So you can stack the passive up. And it looks like Boom is going to answer with the Vi. Also very strong right now, I think. Sejuani, Maokai, Vi, maybe Ivern are the couple of strongest picks right now.
The Jinx.
And the Jinx being the strongest ADC in the meta right now. Or at least one of the strongest ADCs in the meta right now.
I saw
Makes
something
a lot of sense.
bonkers with attack speed on her. Like,
They nerfed this
That-
again though, because it was a bit broken. And it looks like
But
we're
she's
gonna
still
answer
strong.
to Caitlyn. Interesting. Yeah, she's still very strong, and I'm not sure if the patch is through already. I think it is. I played with a Jinx yesterday, my officials as well, and I don't know if you look at the last game we played, the second game. At the end, she was shooting the Nexus tower, but she had like kills stacked up, like getting excited stacked up, and she was just like shooting rockets at the Nexus, which was pretty funny. It's just way too much attack speed, but it's always funny to see. Now we see the Poppy ban and the Blitzcrank ban. Very interesting so far. Blitzcrank always known as a counter to the let's say immobile carries, right? And often you want to match up Jinx with something like maybe a Lulu, Renata, something else that's immobile, something peely. And Blitzcrank is always a good answer into that. See what Lostik goes for with their final ban. Gonna be a Thresh ban, which to me indicates that they want to go for something like what I just said, like a Lulu, maybe a Morgana, maybe a Renata. Melio could be an option too. Melio also very strong, of course. But it seems like to me that they want to go for something less engagey, with more, something that can peel the Jinx, something that can enchant the Jinx. And Foxnyr is going with the Bard. Okay. That is very interesting. Let's see if
Bard.
So Bard basically in this case it's pretty good against like most enchanters. The only thing is that I'm not 100% sure if I like it with the Caitlyn personally, because the Caitlyn you want to win lane basically, and it's not like Bard cannot do that, but Bard prefers to roam, right? He prefers to run around the map and kind of leave his ADC alone. And it looks like Lostik is answering with the Leona. So this shows even more that Bard will not be able to really leave the lane that easily, because he will leave his Caitlyn in a high risk of getting dove, of getting punished for stepping up. Or it's also a possibility that Lostik says, yo, okay, Bard will roam, let's also pick a roaming support ourselves with the Leona, right? You can run around the map pretty easily too. And from there on, just match the Bard his roam. It's always really hard because, Bard is literally made to roam, basically. So matching that is always a difficult task. Now we had the Aatrox blind pick. Strong top lane champion, of course. But giving the allowance to Lostik to answer with the Renekton. Which also means we know where the Akali goes now. The Akali will be mid lane. Julius will be handling her. And I think we got a pretty fun matchup. I think Lostik a bit more on the, let's say, standard comp, like on a bit more meta comp, a bit more normal comp, while Foxnyr has some interesting picks with the Akali. I mean, I think we saw Akali at Worlds recently. I'm not 100% sure. I think even today, if I'm not mistaken. We saw Akali there. I think Chovy played it, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Bard is always a bit of a random pick, right? A bit of a more fun,
It's a
special
circumstantial pick, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So sometimes he works, sometimes he doesn't, and it really depends if he can leave the lane, right? Because he has to go farm his small, what is it, shrines? Or what are they called?
Chimes.
Chimes. His
Yes.
chimes.
It's chimes
the
and he gets
matchup
his meeps.
So the matchup between a Caitlyn and a Jinx, like I would love to see the Caitlyn win. Not
Understandable.
Because not because it's Foxnyr, but because Caitlyn, she has a longer range, right? And if you play her correct, she's like a half assassin now.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the lethality-ish. Well, I don't think it's not really lethality. It's with Infinity Edge as well. It's more crit Caitlyn, but more recently I've seen a lot of screenshots and clips coming around from Caitlyn's one-shotting people with her ult, basically, or like reducing their HP to 20% with only one Q and all that kind of fun stuff. So we'll have to see if she will go for that kind of build. Of course, Lostik has, you can't really say 3 tanks, But like let's call it 3 or 2 bruisers, right? With the Vi and Aatrox, and then Leona as a full tank, right? So it's not the easiest for a Caitlyn to go that route. Of course, the Syndra and Jinx are both immobile, so if you get the chance to get onto them, then the Caitlyn will hurt, basically. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit more... What you call it? A bit more consistent damage threat by the Caitlyn instead of the one-shot potential. And on the other hand, for the Akali, it's pretty nice too, right? You can just hop onto the 2 immobile carries. Syndra, of course, being able to knock her away with the Scatter the Weak. Vi will be able to get onto her with her ultimate. And as Marv already just mentioned in the chat, arcane battles. Let's go. True, we have Jinx and Vi, a bit of a weird combo against the Caitlyn. into the Caitlyn, of course. Vi kind of betraying the Caitlyn here and going with her sister, basically. So you have to see
Sister Power.
Sister Power, see how that goes. But I
how
think
do we think
mid lane
is gonna? How do you think mid lane is gonna add up? Because the Kali into the center for me feels like a melee into a ranged. Personally, I don't like a matchup like that, especially if I'm the melee.
Yeah, no, very understandable. It is, of course, always the melee versus range matchup, which is always hard to play. I think Jubis does have enough knowledge of how to play that, but I think early game, the Syndra will have a little bit of advantage, being able to poke the Akali down with every farm she goes for, right, basically. So it is not the easiest matchup to play. And again, later on, it kind of depends on, does Akali get through the Scatter the Weak? Will she be able to get onto the Syndra without being knocked away into CC chain, basically? Because, let's be honest here, Lostik has a lot of CC. They have the Vi with the Q charge, right, and her ultimate. We have Syndra who can Scatter the Weak someone. We have even the Jinx traps just, let's say, randomly lying around. And, of course, Leona, known as one of the 2 I will CC you for eternity supports, basically. So it is gonna be quite hard to play for Akali, I think, but on the other hand, we have a triple melee top side on Foxnyr's side, which is always nice for Sejuani, right? She can gank top lane, gank mid lane, and always have that assistance to stack up her passive and get that CC down onto the enemy. Now we're loading into the game, and once we are in, I will swap over to the other side.
So people can't see this, but we just talked about Arcane. So if you look at Foxnyr's side right now, it is just Arcane skins. I'm a bit sad to say that the Caitlyn doesn't have it on, but
yeah, that's true. The Jinx and Vi both have the Arcane Jinx and the Arcane Vi on, so that is always very funny to see, of course. Now we're loading into game. Let's get over there and start for match number 1 of Lostik versus Foxnyr. Everyone running to their positions. Let's see if there will be any shenanigans on the Rift today. Or if we are just going to go for a standard. I'm going to call it 10-point cover. Usually you call it 5-point, but as it's 2 teams now, I'm going to call it 10-point. Everyone.
cover.
Yeah, usually, so basically in competitive play, you have you can always go for an invade or something, right? As a team. But usually the team says, okay, let's do a standard 5-point cover, which you can see, for example. Okay, now you cannot see it that well anymore because they're moving. But like the top lane are both like in front of each other. Then the junglers are both in front of each other, right? You can see like everyone has their position, and that's what you call the 5-point cover. You see Caitlyn and Bart chilling in the pixel brush, hoping for a Leona to move in there to get a ward down, for example, a pixel ward. It doesn't seem like Leona will go for it. She is pinging it though, so Satnov is kind of smelling it. Bart is moving in.
So now the Bart is spotted, but he gets his ward down. The ward is already
Did get his ward down. He got the auto attack down as well. So Lostik knows that there's a ward there. Let's see if Boom will be able to play around that. But on the other hand, Renekton walked up into the blue side, saw Vi start blue. So Foxnyr also knows that Vi is starting on the blue buff. Now you already saw there, Akali wanted to go for 1 minion. And instantly got that ball to his face. To her face, sorry. His Jubis, her Akali. There again.
So we will see Akali sitting under tower for quite a while in mid lane.
We should be able to. Yeah. Oh, nice stun by the Bard here. Won't be any follow-up by the Caitlyn right there. Always good to see those Bard Qs hitting. We haven't spoken too much about top lane yet. Top lane always a bit of an island, but I think both champions having a lot of kill pressure on each other. I would think it is more Renekton favorite now overall, but and Aatrox always being able to find some place for himself as well. Bard looking for the Q, just missing. It's always funny to see both champions, both Renekton and Aatrox, can just go for that clearing a wave, but also hitting the enemy with clearing the wave. As you just saw both sides doing. Almost Sejuani is hovering top side. So you can see Renekton will be going in. Sejuani shows a bit early, but you can see the stacks already hitting. And that is a flash force out by the Aatrox. Traded for the Sejuani flash, of course. And now they will push in that wave and leave again. Aatrox can still look pretty easily overall. As you can see, the Renekton does have a little bit of an advantage. Of course, he has a big wave as well. So that means Aatrox cannot really trade into him. Now Vi is hovering around the bot side right now. Here you can see poor Cookie already stepping up. I think Foxnyr spotted the Vi, but I'm not 100% sure. I think she might have just walked through Fog of War. But Foxnyr knowing our jungler is on the top side. So they're just letting themselves get pushed in, so they are safe to just take the farm on the tower and relax it a bit. Bard will look to cancel the Leona here, and he does. Very, very annoying for her. Means she will be on the map later, lose a little bit of tempo there. Now Renekton getting engaged on. Sejuani looking mid, poor with Cookie. Needs to be careful now. Flashes away, and that's a easy flash taken by Panda in the mid lane. Bard is also around mid lane, which gives Sejuani a bit of more of a allowance to play aggressive in the river. They spotted Vi. Renekton knows that Vi is coming. Needs to be a little bit careful, but of course he still has his flash up, so he should be safe.
So when a jungler chooses to go in lane, how quickly do they have to determine if they have to gank or not? Because right now we just saw that Vi just walked up, but Renekton was on the tower. Oh, something is happening.
There's a little bit of trading happening right there. Now, usually, it also depends on kind of also what kind of jungler you play, like what champion, but also the player itself. You will see a lot of junglers who, let's say, you'll see many junglers who wait very patiently, and to see if the enemy laner will overstep or not, or if the bait by the laner will work. But there are also junglers who choose very quickly if they want to gank or not, and if the opportunity doesn't instantly arise, they will leave for it. Yeah, Lostik seems to kind of walk up, even though Vi is not there. Ooh, Smite was pretty close. But Vi was not there, so they just get the free Drake, and in the meantime Vi will look to get the top side jungle from the Sejuani. Or she might even look for a top lane gank if the Renekton steps up too far. Oh, Bard's getting engaged on. Gets the counter stun off though, and both sides just take an equal punch. Renekton getting engaged on. Might have to flash. He will flash very late and should be safe with that. When the Vi almost falling now, the camera moved down a bit unfortunately, but the Vi also dropping very, very low. Renekton being very patient with his flash, knowing the enemies don't have any abilities up, so he should be able to just wait. Often you see laners do that. If they wait very long, they can kind of... Their goal is to bait out abilities by the enemies, right? Bait them into overstepping. Let's say the Aatrox flash is there and he can stun flash away. Then the Aatrox will die because he's stunned under tower, for example, right? So it's always interesting to go for that. But it's always risky to hold your flash that long. But Renekton just playing it fine. And didn't get punished for it. Now bot lane, Leona is still looking. I think Caitlyn and Bard think that the bot lane went back. So there might be a little engage happening there when Bard moves away. Ooh, Caitlyn getting caught now. She has cleanse, so she should be fine. There's a Bard heal there, and that is a cleanse traded for nothing. Now Vi is looking for the Akali. The Akali has Sejuani with him. Akali going in with the ult. Vi is to flash away. Gets the Peso. Bard is here too. Big stun on the Jesus Christ. on the Syndra. My brain just turned off for a second there, I'm sorry. And first blood for Foxnyr. Vi flashing away before, of course, and Syndra not having a flash at all. So was also in danger, but they chose to go for the Vi instead. I managed to get that first blood. Now you can see though, we got the first blood, right? As you can see by the gold. Where it's only that 300 gold lead so far, everything being very, very even out. Sejuani being ahead in the... Ooh, Bard is looking for a top lane gank. The Aatrox still doesn't have flash. They get the free stun. Sejuani stun follow-up into the Sejuani ult. Aatrox is not allowed to move at all. And it is another catch by Foxnyr. Very, very nicely roamed by the Bard, of course. Patiently waited as well. They took the Renekton stun into the Bard stun, into the Sejuani E, into the Sejuani ult, and the Aatrox was just not allowed to move there at all. But you can see bot lane farm-wise, it's pretty even. Jinx will be ahead a little bit if she gets the whole wave. In the meantime, Sejuani being ahead by a camp or two in the jungle. And of course the Renekton now with the push they just got, with the gank they just got, being ahead in farm there. Gold lead growing a bit. Now Poro with Cookie is looking towards the bot lane. But won't be able to find anything. Nice vision in the blue side quadrant for Lostik though. So they can see if Sejuani goes for a blue. But Sejuani is not going for a blue. She's just grabbing that Herald on the top side. And once that falls, which it just did, it will tell Vi, okay, Sejuani cannot be bot, so I'm going to go for the blue buff there. Which is a trait. And Bard will come. Don't think there's that much he can do. Leona's moving too. Needs to be a bit careful. Vi has ult. If he gets CC chained, he will just die. But I think this trade, trading blue buff for the Herald, is a trade you will take every day of the week. Especially if you can do something with that. Aatrox has flash now again. Renekton going in very aggressive. Sejuani being here. Sejuani doesn't have ult yet. Does have flash. Hits the double spike. Aatrox has to flash too. And I have a little bit of a deja vu. But again, trading the Sejuani flash for the Aatrox flash. Now Lostik looking bot lane. Akali is here to answer. Jinx walks into a Caitlyn trap. Bard ult hits. Caitlyn trap placed with the flash. Akali continuing to look for the Leona. Leona has her flash up, has ignite up. Can Poro with Cookie save her? Ooh, she gets away with 1 HP. Akali still has flash. Will she go for the flash Q? She does. Now Poro with Cookie has flash up again as well, so he should be fine in this case. Can Bard find a stun here? He does not, and that's 2 kills over to Foxnyr. Lostik trying to answer the top lane gank with a movement of their own, and it seemed to have backfired. Caitlyn going for the flash trap on the Bard ult. That's something you don't often see either, and the ADC basically engaging. But making sure that it's a combo that's really fun, like a Bard and Caitlyn together, because if you get Bard ulted, Caitlyn can literally just place a trap on you. Basically, as if you're in Zonius, right? You can just place a trap under the Bard ulted person, and they come out and just instantly eat a headshot to the face. It's very, very painful. And as you could see, that was...
Chat is saying that did Aatrox 30.
I mean, it's not wrong.
For
with Cookie has to flash again. Sejuani ult used, so he cannot follow up. Jinx ult coming from the bot lane. Ooh, now they need to be careful. Bard doesn't have his portal, doesn't have flash up. This might be a kill over to Lostik. Can Sejuani walk away from this now is a question. Leona ult just missing. Vi getting CC'd, and that's the de-escalation. They trade Bard's life basically for a Poro with Cookie flash overall. Of course, never worth to trade a kill for a flash, but it does mean that Poro with Cookie doesn't have flash for the next fight to come, which in this case will be the Drake fight if they choose to contest this. So it will be very, very easy for the Renekton, for example, who has flash up to be able to get in range or get in onto the Syndra, which will deny her basically being useful in that fight. But it seems like Lostik is just gonna drop the second Drake as well. Sejuani already hitting it. It's on vision, so they know it's being done. But I don't think they are gonna look to contest. Jinx got her backport got cancelled as well by the Caitlyn ult, so she's a bit late. No, Renekton looking for a little fight on the Aatrox. Dodges all the center points of the Qs. Just get some free auto attacks off. Needs to be careful though. Vi is around. They should know that Vi is here. They're pinging it now. Akali is here too though. So Vi is kind of stuck in a bad situation here. Renekton will tank the Q. Vi has flash up now, but Akali is here too. Akali very, very strong at this point.
Ooh.
And that is 2 more kills over to Foxnyr. Very, very nicely reacted by the Akali to move up there and protect his top laner. And they kind of just walk into the trap, you could say. Oh, Leona moving in, of course. The Caitlyn has no flash. Again, you see the trap right there. Caitlyn Q into the headshot. Means the Jinx is very, very low. Now Herald being spawned on the top side, giving Renekton even more of an advantage. Aatrox is TPing though. It might be a little bit of a greedy TP as Sejuani is still around. Ooh, Leona still looking for the engages. Ooh, gets a nice stun off. Caitlyn trap hits. This might just be a 2-for-1 trade. Caitlyn just standing there, headshotting the Jinx. It's Arcane all over again. And the Jinx falls. Vi just being too late to save her sister. And that's a 2-for-1. Ooh, Sejuani mid. Nice scatter the weak Viper with Cookie. Means Panda will lose half his HP to the tower. Now, next objective up is in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Will be the Herald on the top side. Of course, it's the second Herald. Doesn't matter as much as the first Herald, but still, you know, everyone's happy to get that. Straylex, quote unquote, being a traitor to Lostik by saying spam this beer to help Foxnyr. I actually like that one. That's a fun one. I actually like that one. Nice one. I think I will look to use that in the future as well. So far, it's been very clean. Nice map rotations by the Bard, by the Akali as well, of course. Maybe a bit of an overforce on the bot side sometimes as well. Now, of course, Jinx did get a kill, but she had to trade her flash and life for it, basically. Now, the Caitlyn is very, very strong. The Caitlyn is going for the lethality build, like you called in the champ stack, by the way, Bao.
Yeah.
It is going to be the full lethality Caitlyn. So that means out attacks overall. Of course, they still hurt, but they don't hurt as much as the ult or the Q. And now here you see...
But gonna go down and get trapped now?
The Vi is waiting very, very patiently. Ooh, they show now, but Bart should just have his portal. He even just has his movement speed. He can just take the blast cone, fly away. Leona is chasing. But he doesn't seem to care. Bart doing Bart things. Trying to protect his ward from the Vi. Vi needs to be a bit careful. Akali is here too. Akali using the ult already. She can follow up, of course. And that, even with the flash and the camera just moving top lane for some reason. Because top lane tower falling is more exciting. Oh, but we do get a top lane fight, though. Renekton, both of them popping their ults, but Renekton just being so much stronger right now, and for some reason the camera just doesn't like to stay on the action.
And Herald is also going down.
Herald also being started by the Sejuani, or being taken, it's already gone. Oh, Renekton, maybe a bit greedy. There's no wave right now, he needs to be very, very careful. If he gets hit by one more internal, soft spot Q. Vi is here now too. Vi will go for the ult, and that should just be a dead Renekton. Renekton flashes away, hits the Gromp. Gromp almost killing the Renekton. There's a bit of a jungle camp diff right there. Bard is around now too, though. Gets the stun off on the Vi. Vi needs to be a bit careful here. Sejuani, of course, very strong with her mythic completed already. And Akali once again. Akali reacting very, very nicely to the play. Vi is going in. Big stun by the Bard. Oh, and the Vi already falls. Sejuani just too tanky. Bard ult just misses the 2 carries. Leona stepping up now too. Akali invisible and flashes away. Sejuani also flashes away. Leona QE hits though. Ult misses, but Porov Cookie gets the execution with his ult. Akali now dashing away with her ult. Still looking to go back in. Ooh, the Aatrox just blocks the Caitlyn ult, which means Leona will live. And overall, it is a 1-for-1 trade. Both junglers falling on each side. But Bard still looking to at least waste some more time. Syndra getting the stun off. Needs to be a bit careful. Syndra, of course, not having her ult means he should be fine. And you see him again, very cockily, going for another cheeky cancel on the Aatrox.
The harassment. So they're preparing for Drake now, right? Because the soul is gonna be... what is that Drake called?
Which Drake is the next Drake?
Chemtech.
It's Chemtech Drake. Yeah, Chemtech Soul is going to be the Soul. And the Drake just spawned. This is also a good reason why what Bart did was not troll, basically. It made a lot of sense. He was just trying to deny the backport so that Foxnyr could have more tempo on the Drake positioning. As you can see, Vi and Aatrox both being very late to the party here. Meaning they couldn't start it. They couldn't have an advantageous situation there.
And
But
Renekton teleporting in.
Renekton going for a kind of flank TP. Leona already taking a lot of damage from the Bard. Just randomly getting smacked around. Sejuani using... Oh, that looks like they're going for the engage here. Sejuani has ult up. Doesn't have ult up. That's why she doesn't go for it there. Vi jumping in. Bard hitting a big stun. And that will be a... That Vi. Once again, the betrayal on the other side. This time, Caitlyn tapping the Vi. The lovers... Love was not enough to keep them alive there. And this is gonna be the third Drake for Foxnyr if Jinx doesn't find a miracle steal, of course. And Renekton looking at the Jinx. Jinx need to be a bit scared. It's always a bruiser against an ADC, you know. We don't like to see those. Poor Cookie taking a big chunk of HP from the Caitlyn ult. Nice get of the week to deny the Sejuani getting close. Sejuani will probably use her Herald bot lane. Or maybe she doesn't even have to, because the bot lane tower will fall anyways. Therefore, if Cookie has to retreat, which means Akali can freely hit the tower. Now Sejuani is moving bot. She will spawn the Herald. Poor Cookie and Leona around. Poor Cookie first having her Syndra having her ult up. Means the bot lane tower will fall. Renekton going for the ult. Vi is around too, though. This should be... Ooh, but we have seen Renekton win these, but no, not in this case. He just gets C-chained. Every Q hitting by the Aatrox, and that's a nice return kill for Lostik to answer the bot lane push. Now Renekton being a little bit greedy, feeling a little bit stronger than he is, of course. Renekton a perfect champ. Oh, Leona going a bit deep here. She doesn't have flash. Bard has a portal. Caitlyn and Bard can just follow up real easy, and that's another kill for the Caitlyn. This is what I love about Bard, you know? You're always so flexible on the map. Like, wherever you are, you have the portal, you can always get to the fights really quick. Oh, Bard, just missing though. Gets the Q on the Vi. Vi dropping very low. Akali. Ooh, needs to be a bit careful. 4 people from Lostik around there, and they don't go for it. In the end, this trade kind of neglecting the top lane kill they got on the Renekton. And for now, everything goes quiet again. Baron spawning in 15 seconds. So let's see both sides. If both sides want to go for this or not. It will be the next objective. So we will see a lot of vision set up around it for now. Need to take a little sip of drink.
We should gold difference.
Yeah, I can press that gold difference tab. For you as well, Bao, if you press X on your keyboard, it changes to the... You can see like the difference between the roles. So you can see here, there's about a 5k gold lead overall for Foxnyr in this case. Not a lead that is big enough to say like, oh, this is, you know, they should be able to close out easily, but it is a significant lead, of course. And we can see here that, yeah, top lane being very much ahead on the Renekton, even though he got killed before. Jungle has a little bit of an advantage as well. Mid lane about 1k as well. Bot lane is the one role that is most even, surprisingly, even though the Caitlyn is standing 5-0. But being behind the 32 farm on the Jinx, that's basically denies 2 kills. Because you can always count like about 13, 14 farm is 1 kill overall, you know, plus minus, so... Ooh, will they be able to C-chain the Bard? They will. Ooh, and Leona is taking the portal through. I don't think that's something she would want to take. Now Renekton is looking for the TP. There's some low HP. Oh no, it's Akali looking for the TP. There's some low HP bars. Aatrox misses. Scatter the Weak denies the entrance. Ooh, and look at that damage on the Jinx. They're all super low. But not just getting away. Nice stopwatch by Akali. Renekton is around now too, and Lostik limping away, getting that kill on the Bard, of course, so they will gladly take that. Leona, I think, accidentally taking the portal. I don't think she wanted to land on their tower there. Now, ooh, Panda needs to be a bit careful. They see the Syndra on the ward, and they just walk away. Now, Bard will be on the map really quick again. Oh, he is already back on the map because he's just Speedy Gonzalez. And let's swap away from the gold graph again. But yeah, as you can see now, even the Jinx getting that kill there. Oh, they're looking for mid lane play. Poor Cookie has flash, so he will just be able to get away. Satnov getting CC chain, but being the Leona, of course, it doesn't really matter too much. She just becomes almost unkillable. Now, I said next objective would be the Baron, but the Drake is now spawning in 45 seconds, which of course is the sole point for Foxnyr, so it's something I want to secure. Oh, and Jinx! The Akali finds the Jinx, and, well, yeah, goodbye.
Assassin. ADC.
Yeah. Jinx trying to flash away. It didn't matter. This means, though, that Jinx will not have flash for the next fight. Bard needs to be a little bit careful. If he can get CC chain, you know, he's playing a bit cocky, but he can still get CC chain here. But you can see the Akali damage. Even on the Aatrox, just half of his HP are gone. They're looking on the Sejuani top side, though. But also, Sejuani, very, very tanky. Doesn't really matter too much. I'm just going to take away this rep buff, give you the rep buff to Akali. Usually, you would give it to the Caitlyn. In this case, the objective is spawning, and the rep buff gives you health regen, so they give it to the Akali, so she can get her HP back. And as Caitlyn is not really playing an auto-attack build anyways, it doesn't matter too much. Now, I want to see...
This is the fight for soul, right? So,
this
it is
the
actually
soul
pretty
point.
important.
It seems like Lostik is going to just give it. They're thinking, you know, either we continue to fight for next play, basically, or they go for all or nothing on this dragon. And they choose the first option. They think they have a good enough chance, even with the soul. Ooh, nice. Bard ult. Can a Sisigi follow it up? Yes, poor with Cookie has no flash. Caitlyn getting CC chained and gets killed by the Jinx. Now Jinx is excited. Tower is still standing. Tower does a lot of damage. Akali needs to be careful. Akali has stopwatch. Aatrox flashing over. Akali not getting the chance to stopwatch. Stopwatches now, but won't really be able to get away. She doesn't have flash up. That's a shutdown for the Vi. And Bard taking the portal over. Aatrox also following. I don't think that is something you want. The CC will follow up. Tower does a lot of damage, and that's another kill for Renekton. And they managed to trade a 2-for-2 overall. And the shutdown for the Caitlyn going over to the Vi. Not the target you want your shutdown on. But of course, you'd rather have the shutdown than not have it at all, right? Oh, now Vi looking for Sejuani here. Doesn't have that much mana. Jinx cannot really follow up that well. Panda being very greedy. Bard is here to help now. I'm not sure if Vi wins this. Renekton is on the Jinx. Jinx cannot follow up here. But Jinx will kill the Renekton in the meantime. Bard does get the kill on the Vi. Renekton kind of giving his life, almost killing the Jinx, just to make sure that Jinx cannot follow up. Jinx has to go back now. Syndra will look to defend the mid lane tower. But now they need to start to be careful. Full Baron being up, of course. Jinx using her rocket. Using her rocket to check if the Baron was being done already. But so far, nothing was being done. Oh, Sejuani needs to be careful. Syndra hurts a lot at this point. Syndra 2 items in. With the Liandris, of course. Meaning your tankiness doesn't matter too much. Plus, I mean, Sejuani doesn't have that much magic resist. She has her boots and that's basically it. Is the Bard looking for team? Bard is not looking for team, no.
Is that a poach on chat? Is that a poach on chat?
Now we have to see how both teams will choose to do this Baron dance, is what you call it. Like, how are they going to dance around this Baron? Caitlyn, of course, had set up her traps. Sejuani just not managing to cancel the Leona. Would have been a nice cancel here. Vi is looking, charging up her Q. Choosing to not go for that. Sejuani taking the time to clear some vision. Now Caitlyn has to be a little bit careful. She has flash up, gets away pretty far, but not far enough. Bard ult sadly missing. Bard has to flash here too. Jinx getting excited now. But Akali is here. Power of Cookie is still bot. He goes for the TP now. Can Akali get on the Jinx? Jinx fighting against the Assassin. There's of course no Vi ult up to peel, which means a double kill for the Akali. Power of Cookie looking, getting the set of the weeks, flashing over, wanted to go for the ult, but Akali has the stopwatch ready and dodges the second proc. Now Renekton gets onto the Syndra. will hop over. Oh, but Syndra, Scatter the Weak might actually be able to get away here. Renekton continuing the chase, but there are blast cones yeeting her all over the map, which means Syndra will maybe get away. Bard is looking to chase here, though, and Syndra looking for the blast cone. Gets the blast cone, still has ulta. Bard needs to be careful here. Doesn't have a chime anymore, so gets popped by the Syndra ult. In the meantime, Foxnyr looking if they can get this mid lane tower. Aatrox, of course, landing very, very nice Qs. Renekton going in to make sure he tanks the tower. This should be a dead Aatrox here. Renekton still tanking tower. And they just hit the tower, trade the kill. Bard giving his life to make sure they get the mid lane tower, you could say. Jinx ult is flying in now, though Akali needs to be careful. They're both just fine. Leona pinging there. Maybe want to ult the Akali here. Sejuani needs to look and be careful for the Vi. Oh, the TP is coming in. Leona's flashing over, but will Vi have enough damage to kill Sejuani? She will, but now Akali is here. Akali needs to be careful though. She's 1 versus basically 4. She will get the Leona. And she will probably fall there. Oh no, she flashes away and manages to just get away from danger far enough. And again, they trade a 1-for-1 support for jungle in this case, but Lostik will not be able to do anything. Will not really be they both won't really be able to do anything with these 2 kills. So the map just neutralizes a little bit again. Now Sejuani went with the Anathema's Chain, which I find very interesting. I am guessing he will... Can I see that if I go into the overlay? Let's quickly find out. Can I see who he tagged? I don't think I can. Can I see that if I click on a character? I don't think I can. Maybe he hasn't connected it yet. Oh, he has. Yeah, here. You see the Anathema's Chain has been connected to the Jinx, which means if the Jinx ever gets hit by a Sejuani thing, it will be a lot of damage. A lot of CC. And a lot of damage, well, you could see it top lane right there. Akali just dancing around the Aatrox. Oh no, Vi needs to be a bit careful. He has Porth Cookie in the back, but Foxnyr has a lot of follow-up too, and Vi just disappearing for a map as well. Baron. And with this, it should be Baron for Foxnyr. Renekton looking to defend the mid lane tower, because I don't think Foxnyr just wants to give that up. But I think they will be a little bit late. Akali already moving to the mid lane. Tower did fall, but now Renekton is on the flank. Porth Cookie does not have flash. Nice Scatter the Weak, and as you can see, he does a lot of damage. Leona giving the Renekton a pathway to her, though. Meaning the Syndra will fall. Now Leona dropping very, very low as well. Bard just misses. Caitlyn just headshot basically, half-life.
Into an Elder Drake.
And this is going to be the basically uncontested Elder Drake for Foxnyr as well. Baron, Dragon Soul and Elder Drake. Usually would say these are the combinations you need to end the game. They're all looking to reset one more time, so they can gather the tempo, spend the gold they have, and go for the finishing push. Caitlyn now, as you saw on the ult, on the Jinx, more than half-shotting the Jinx with just 1 point-and-click ability from long range. With 3.5 items, almost 4 items in her inventory now, is of course very, very painful. So, for me, the only way, or like the way Lostik can defend this, is if they somehow manage to C-chain the Akali and or the Caitlyn, and if Porth Cookie on the Syndra can land a massive Scatter the Weak, as he does do a lot of damage. He's not weak. And you can see even on the Vi here, by the way, the Caitlyn will just half-shots her. Like, it's almost in the execution range of the Elder Dragon. Yeah, that as well, yeah. Elder Dragon and Collector, but technically, yeah. Collector is of 5%, so that was a little bit too much HP, but Elder Drake, you can see, of course, you can see if they take damage. You can see that little white line. If the HP drops below that little white line that you can see on the Leona there, that means the person will get executed. Sejuani ult, unfortunately, missing the Jinx. He's still going in. Bard ult missing everyone, shooting a goal basically. But you can see the Akali is still going in. He doesn't really care too much. Leona will get executed here. You can see the Elder Drake hitting, but it's a trade for the Akali. I'm not 100% sure if that is something you want to take. At this point, even the Bard starts to hurt. Because he had enough time to stack, so it's not even sure if the the Akali is needed. Caitlyn using her long range, just hitting tower. Vi does not have ult. There's still a Syndra ult up, of course. Ooh, Sejuani looking for the Jinx. Jinx long there. Ooh, can the Caitlyn ult hit? Caitlyn ult doesn't hit, but the Renekton is so strong. It's doing so much damage to everyone. A big stun by the Bard. That's a double execution with the Elder Dragon. Syndra doing her best to anything, but this is going to be game number 1 for Foxnyr. GG's. And that is already a game number 1. Really, really nicely played on both sides. Again, like I said during the game, really, really nice map movements by the Akali, by the Bard. Answering to basically everything Lostik was trying to throw their way. Always having a man advantage, or not necessarily man advantage, but making it even on the map. Now, usually I would go in a break here, but I think both teams are basically ready to... or I'm not sure if both teams, at least Foxnyr is ready to rumble once again. So for now, I'm just going to quickly head us into a small 3-ish minute break. And once we are back, we can head into the next game. Let's put all my points. Yeah, we can actually do that. I think that's a fun idea. But I would have to set that stuff up. Okay, actually, let me see. Everyone is joining the lobby. Let me see if they want to take a break or not. Because I don't have to take a break. You know, I don't mind too much. Volt, yeah. And it looks like Foxnyr is going for the blue side this time. So with our wonderful creator tool, I can just flip stuff around. Don't have to do anything. Which is very, very nice. Little prep. Okay, so we're going to head into a small 3-minute-ish break. And then we will see you guys again in a little bit. See you then.
I like it when the bass go. I like it when the bass go.
All right, and there we are back for game number 2. Little quick toilet break, little prep break for both teams as well, of course. Banger game 1 in my opinion. It was very fun to watch overall, and it looks like at least the sides will be swapped for this game. So we will have Foxnyr on the left side and Lostik on the right side. I will also run a quick poll for everyone, because of course we didn't have the option last time, so I wasn't ready for that. You guys have 5 minutes. Actually, I'm gonna set it to 10 minutes, as you know, you can change your opinion during champ select or whatever, to have a guess on, there we go, who will win game number 2. Will it be Foxnyr? Will it be Lostik? You can bet your points there. Bet your points there. Now, I personally think, I hope, of course, you know, I have to hope for my boys to ride the momentum of game number 1 and secure that 2-0 in the bag. But of course, it would also be banger to see Lostik fight back. Now, what did you think of game 1? I know, of course, you cannot say too much analytically, basically, but overall, you know, you as a viewer, your viewing experience, how did you like game number 1?
So game number 1 was well, it was kind of like you see a match, right? You go out and see a match. You see a match on a tournament if you're at a LAN and so on. And it was a bit different because there was more control over it. When you go to a LAN and see a tournament, it's a lot of, you know, gold players and is it called Emerald now, the one that's after gold? Where this game was, it was more
Emerald is after plat, by the way, after platinum.
Okay, yeah. It was more of a controlled play, if you can say it like that. Everyone kind of know where they have to go, and how to react. So from a viewer's perspective, this is, you know, it's something you can learn by watching for some, and for others they watch it and have to go try it. Some of the play styles. The bard though, that was an interesting pick and an interesting. He got space enough to roam. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, they moved around the map really cleanly. That was very nice to see. With the bard. I didn't want to interrupt you there.
It's fine. Oh, so someone put points on Lostik to win the next round.
540 points. I don't think I can. Can I somehow see? I've never done this point like stuff. I don't know if I can see who did what. Overall, you know. Everyone, don't forget to join in. You got like 8 minutes ish left. And it seems like we are gonna head into champ select number 2. Let's head over there right now. And let's see what they choose to change. Of course, Lostik now on the red side, having that counter pick. The Renekton, you know, the Renekton Foxnyr went for to counter the Aatrox worked pretty well, I would say. Here's a respect ban though, the Syndra getting taken off the table. Which of course a very comfortable pick. She was a menace
to them in the mid lane, right? She was the disengage she has was really a menacing thing for a lot of the Foxnyr team in the last game.
Yeah, and it seems like Lostik does not want to play against Sejuani again, as they answer with the Sejuani ban themselves. Maokai getting taken off the table again as well. Jinx slipping through the ban so far. Orianna up as well. Akali is going to be taken off the table for Juvis, and with that it should be a very clear Orianna first pick, which they go for here. Now I wouldn't be surprised to see something like the Vi secured here. Ooh, Yone being hovered here too. Would be interesting to see. Okay, I'm a bit skeptical about the hovers that were just being made, but it's fine. And they choose to go with the Jarvan. Jarvan and Victor. Victor, of course, being a very how do you say that? Signature. It's a signature pick for Pro with Cookie here. Thank you, by the way, about for the Twitch Prime sub. You can now use our our nice little
Prime.
emote in chat. Of course, everyone, you know, if you want to use our emote in chat, if you want to support us in some way, feel free to hit that subscribe button on Twitch that we got last week. Now, Foxnyr answering with the Vi Oriana, of course, being a very, very deadly combo. Victor, very immobile, so needs to be careful for that engage. And it seems like Foxnyr is hovering the Caitlyn, so they're prioritizing the Caitlyn over the Jinx. Jinx as well, of course, a strong pick at this point, but not really the easiest pick to play against a Vi Oriana. Oriana, you know, can just put her ball on the Vi and just, yeah, take the Vi train basically and burst someone from 100 to 0. And of course, in this case, we have another little arcane matchup, but Caitlyn and Vi being together on the same team this time around. So that's a little bit more fun, I guess. And Victor being on the other side. Now we have a Severe answer. Severe, of course, being able to spell shield a couple of things. You can spell shield the Caitlyn trap as well, so it's definitely not a bad pick in my opinion. Severe being played more and more recently. She was gone from the meta for a very long time. And the Bard respect ban being used here.
Ooh.
Not wanting to play
Bard
against
ban.
that again. And of course, for now, Lostik has two champions who want to scale. They have Severe and Victor, who both just want to scale, want to get into that late game, want to get that those 3-4 items basically. While Jarvan kind of wants to win early, he wants to try to win early, so I'll have to see Lostik take a very, very strong top lane matchup in this case. Otherwise, I think it will be quite hard to play for them. Vi, of course, being able to match the early game of the Jarvan pretty well. And Caitlyn overall being very, very strong in the early game as well. So we have to see the Alistar being taken off the table. Alistar, a known counter to the Severe, right? You cannot spell shield, or you can technically, but it's very, very hard to spell shield the Alistar combo, as it will just go through. Now hovering the knee, I don't think.
Will knock you up or push you.
Yeah, basically, if you choose to not spell shield, you will get knocked up anyways, because Alistar will just do his combo. If you choose to spell shield, you spell shield the W, which doesn't matter to Alistar, so he still knocks you up. That's why it's a very hard thing to do. They look to take the Renekton here. Take the Renekton away from Flip in this case. Of course, a very, very strong pick overall. And interestingly enough, they choose to keep the support pick as a counter pick. So we'll have to see what Trailblazer chooses to go for as a blind pick. And of course what Flip wants to answer in the top lane, and it looks like it's going to be an Ornn. Very solid tank in the top lane right here. Being able to tank everything and just use his Ornn Horn to, you know, engage a fight, to start a fight, or to disengage as well. And it looks like it's going to be the Karma Caitlyn, a very, very obnoxious lane to play against. Especially if you're Severe, you don't have the biggest range. Of course, you can block the Karma Q, right? But it becomes very hard if you have to do that. Because the spell shield does have a quite long cooldown. Plus, even if you block, for example, the Mantra Q, the second, like the explosion should, if I'm not mistaken, still happen. So it's not the easiest of picks. And it looks like we're having the Blitzcrank for a bit. I was getting hopeful, but it's gonna be the Rakan. So personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Rakan into the Karma, but of course it's always a comfort thing. I think if I play both champions quite a lot, right? So if I have to choose a matchup side, I would prefer to play the Karma in this matchup, because I think you can just abuse the Rakan very, very hard and pretty easily. But overall, again, Lostik a bit more of a scaling team. They do have the strong Renekton now, the thing that I said. I think that's why, also the reason why Foxnyr went for the Ornn in this case. Because Ornn just, it's very hard to punish Ornn. For some reason, even if you try to punish him, he usually punishes you, even though you're the one that is ganking. So it's a hard lane to get ahead, basically. Of course, the Renekton will usually get quite ahead by himself already. So that's nice, but it will be interesting to see where the Jarvan chooses to play around. Of course, he can play around bot lane. Caitlyn and Karma both not being the most, let's say, mobile. Of course, they have the speed up. Caitlyn has her net, whatever it's called, her E. and Rakan can follow up on the Jarvan. Of course, mid lane similar on both sides. Orianna and Victor both very have to be very careful for ganks, as they are both just immobile. But the Orianna having her speed up and everything ready is basically the matchups in this case. We'll have to see what Vi and Jarvan both choose to do in the early game. Again, I expect Jarvan to go for the bot side to see if they can punish the Caitlyn and Karma. Well, I think Vi will look to punish mid lane, maybe even help out top lane a little bit. But I think if you can go for mid lane, you can enable the Orianna to move around the map very much, basically the same as you did last game on the Akali. So we'll have to see what he goes for. What is your opinion on this select buff?
So the Orianna pick is for me really interesting because a lot of she's really strong, and some people just straight up refuse to play her, and some people are like when it get banned they dodge a game. So I'm really interested in seeing what the fuss is about with her, especially after the latest patch. The bot lane matchup, I don't think we will see really much out of the bot lane this time around. I think everything is gonna be the jungler and the mid lane that is in focus in this match. Also because top lane for me, Ornn is not that interesting a viewing experience, because it's more like he's a utility champion for a lot of viewers. He's a champion that, well, you just leave him alone and the directed camera is not gonna go up there for, unless there's a jungler. So I think Ornn is a solid pick, and Renekton is gonna be having a hard time actually, or probably finding a kill alone, like we saw with Renekton and Aatrox in the last game. So that is my opinion.
Yeah, no, very sure. I mean, I agree with most of it. I think bot lane will get more action than we think. Mainly also because as a Caitlyn, especially Caitlyn Karma, right? You want to abuse the lane. You're very oppressive. You're a very obnoxious lane to play against. And the goal
Caitlyn has the longest auto attack range, right?
At
of
least
any
early game,
champion.
yes. Yeah.
Of any champion early game, so that would be the trendsetter then.
Exactly. And most importantly, if you have a Caitlyn, I think what Caitlyn wants to do in a game is to get towers. That's like the way you're supposed to play with Caitlyn is you help her in the lane, that she can play as freely as she wants, hit the tower as much as possible, get that bot lane tower, move into mid lane, get that mid lane tower. Basically, that's the way you want to get Caitlyn ahead and want to play with a Caitlyn. So I will expect them to want to play like that, especially now with the Karma as well, of course. But now let's prepare everything and hop into game number 2 of Foxnyr versus Lostik. Of course, Lostik now on the right side, on the red side, and Foxnyr on the left or the blue side. Now let's see if we're all going for a standard 5-point cover. The thing I said last game, it looks to be quite similar. Karma moving in very greedily, did get spotted though. She will look to get a Mantra Q on the Victor, but doesn't unfortunately hit. Oh, she's gonna step into the Rakan. Will spot the ward. Ooh, they don't clear the ward, but of course Karma gets the auto attack on the Rakan, which means she will already have a little bit of a gold lead. Not much, of course.
3 gold.
No, the 20 gold for the auto attack.
20.
Yeah, so there are 20. And they pinged the ward as well, so that means 5 more gold. So they're 25 gold lead right now. Sivir was in the bush, was actually very dangerous. If Karma checks there, then she will eat a Mantra Q. But for now, everything seems to be fine. Karma Caitlyn looking to walk into the enemy jungle to make sure if they start there that they can harass them. Wards being used everywhere. Oh, Karma hitting the Mantra Q. Rakan hitting as well. Sivir dropping pretty low. I think overall this is a trade you are willing to take. Sivir, actually Sivir has 3 pots, so I'm not 100% sure. Sivir did use the Ghost, and Caitlyn has TP, interestingly enough. Actually something I did not expect as well.
So they're looking to be completely oppressive with the teleport in bot lane.
It basically
whenever
means you need to be careful with your backports because Caitlyn can punish you. You know, you can get punished for taking a wrong backport, basically.
A wrong recall.
I'm a little bit surprised that the Karma has heal though. Not something you often see. But maybe they were expecting the same thing as I said, that Jarvan will be playing around bot lane. Trying to deny them, so then maybe having the heal is always nice to have. But yeah, bit surprising. Oh, Renekton needs to be a bit careful. Ornn, of course, not the strongest 1v1 champion, but if he gets the allowance to proc that brittle stack, it does hurt quite a lot. We see Karma is Half-Life, but choosing not to eat her cookie. Oh, there's another brittle proc. Jarvan is engaging mid lane.
The Renekton nearly died in top lane.
Orianna has no flash anymore. Victor choosing to go for the flash to make sure that Orianna cannot move out. Ooh, nice sidestep by the Orianna. Maybe if Ornn moves down, they can. Does Orianna get her E off? She doesn't. And that is a first blood for the Victor. Nicely played by Boom, ganking that mid lane. Of course, as I said, Orianna and Victor both not being the most mobile champions. Now, Ornn is playing very, very aggressively. Oh, does he get the hit? He does. The Renekton doesn't die. Has to flash. And it is a flash traded on both sides. In this case, Renekton losing a lot of farm under his tower. Karma looking to be a bit oppressive against the Rakan, making sure he cannot move in. Wanda wants to go for that blue buff. Rakan taking a little fist in the face. And now Orianna needs to be a little bit careful. Of course, she doesn't have the flash anymore, but neither does Victor. She cannot play as aggressive as she would like to. Rakan eating a headshot to the face, and that's the blue buff secured for the Vi.
Is Jarvan looking for another engage on mid lane? Now the directed...
Jarvan is looking, yes. Vi just went back, so Orianna has to be very, very careful. The wave is in a bit of an awkward situation. He goes for the ward. I don't think they have the damage to kill her, but of course, that's a very nice chunk taken from her HP bar. Wave is pushing into the Orianna though, so she should be very, very fine at this point. Big wave pushing into Caitlyn and Karma. Caitlyn, of course, took the time to go back, grab herself those two long swords, and got back to lane really quick with the TP. Karma looking for a little fight here and there. Oh, Caitlyn needs to be careful. They hard engage onto the Karma. Heal is dropped. Sivir walking into a trap means she cannot follow up on the damage anymore. Karma going for that ult W just to heal up a little bit. And again, she's still on 2 pots. I'm surprised she's not... Oh, there we go. She eats one cookie, I think, and drank a pot. Just to make sure she has a little bit of HP again to play with. Now Jarvan and Vi both on the bot side of the map.
This is an engage in mid lane. Coming up.
Mid lane, Vi flashing onto the Victor. Victor, of course, not having flash. Orianna needs to be a little bit careful. Gets the damage off, and this should be the counter kill in the mid lane for the Vi. Very nicely played, of course. They knew they didn't have flash. Now bot lane needs to be careful. Caitlyn still has flash. Caitlyn is fine. Gets the trap off. No, Karma just misses, but it doesn't matter. She gets the W off. Rakan trying to go for a counter kill. Karma just finding enough time to get her abilities back off. Gets the Mount Q, and very, very nicely played by Foxnyr bot lane. Getting that 2v2
meanwhile,
kill.
all of that happened. Vi was playing counter into J4 to keep him away.
Yeah, making sure that Jarvan cannot... he was trying to get the chickens, I think. Or at least move in there. Making sure that Jarvan cannot do anything. Or make sure that Jarvan cannot help bot lane either. And with that, we have a very, very strong Karma now. Karma going for the Dark Seal. Just for some extra...
Very aggressive. Very
extra
aggressive.
damage. Very aggressive, of course, but it's something you kind of have to do with Karma. Again, that's why I'm surprised that she has the heal instead of the ignite. Because I always want to play super aggressive. Now, Panda is bot lane. I'm not sure if Satnov spotted him, or if they just walked out of each other's vision. Jarvan around the top side, though. You see them picking on the bot lane wave, which means Caitlyn wants to just push that in. Ornn and Renekton just hitting each other, both not caring too much about what they do. Now, Vi and Karma are mid. Good Porif Cookie playing very respectful on the side of his jungler. Now Renekton going for a little bit of damage on the tower, but Foxnyr in the meantime going for the dragon.
Into a break?
Yes.
Oh.
Jarvan, of course, responding in the only way he really can. By getting the topside jungle. Marv saying good thing she doesn't have first strike. I heard that's really trolling Karma support. Yeah, I heard some weird birds chirping around that as well. So I'm happy that she didn't go for the first strike, but for the area instead, you know. And we have to take the officials very seriously, of course. Now top lane again, just smacking each other. Ooh, Renekton going for the all-in. I don't think it's something he wants to. Ornn looking for the ult. Nice side up by the Caitlyn. See if we're going for the ult as well. They're fighting everywhere right now. Will Ornn be able to find the kill? He doesn't, but Vi is hovering on top lane. So is Jarvan. Will Jarvan be able to find Flip in this case? He's going for the ult, and that's nothing that Flip can do. And he will just fall by waiting a little bit too long. Bot lane, just fighting over the wave. Vi has a ward in that bush. We'll make sure that Jarvan is not allowed to move. Jarvan flashes away, flag and drag out, and he will turn to safety. Rakan looking for an engage, doesn't find anything. Loses half his HP. And the situation is de-escalated. But now Vi, knowing that Jarvan went back very low, will look to take the Herald as an answer. So we're walking a bit too close into Karma, take little chunks of damage. Renekton is gonna check if the Vi is doing it though. It seems like they might still want to contest this. No ults up for anyone except for the Orianna and Victor. Renekton going in, has to be careful for the Orianna ult. Jarvan is now around 2. I don't think Foxnyr wants to fight this. Or Orianna ult on the Victor. Victor dropping very low. Orianna flashing away from the Jarvan. But this is going to be Panda falling. Panda did get the Herald, if I'm not mistaken. But will they be able to grab the eye? Ornn is looking to just, well, let's say, blatantly ignore the Renekton. He might even try to fight the Renekton, but he will be stuck between a rock and a hard place. That is another kill for the Renekton here in this case. But they did manage to secure the Herald. Now everything a bit more calmer on the Rift. Next objective spawning in 2 minutes. There's nothing much to be fought over. Everyone will just take their ways. Maybe they can get top lane tower down to a bit of a lower standard with the Herald. Orianna taking a big chunk out of the Rakan, who is trying to hold the wave. Now needs to be a little bit careful. Orianna doesn't have flash, of course. Neither does Rakan, but Rakan does have his grand entrance, so she will have to be a little bit careful for that. Jarvan is here too. They're chasing the Orianna into the river. Vi going in. I don't think this is something you want. Orianna's here. So is the Karma. Rakan getting CC chain, gets the Vi ult into his face. Vi will fall. Sivir is around earlier than the Caitlyn. Jarvan still has ult up, doesn't get in range though. Jarvan dropping very low. Orianna has ult, doesn't choose to go for it though, surprisingly enough. In the meantime, top lane both hitting each other. For some reason, Ornn still being the strong one. Renekton forced to flash away. And Karma just making sure that Victor cannot move to his mid lane. And that is again a 1-for-0. Karma still being the obnoxious champion she is. And again, for some reason, Renekton had to flash top lane. I don't know why the 2-0 Renekton has to flash away from the 0-2 Ornn, but that's what I said. For some reason, Ornn always punishes you, even though he should be the one that gets punished. But that's just the way the champion Ornn works.
It's a fun pick. It's a fun pick.
It's a fun pick for sure, yeah. The wave, not 100% sure with the wave, doesn't seem too good for the Renekton. Renekton not having TP, of course, because he used it before. Now they send Caitlyn to the mid lane. Orianna is answering bot lane. Karma moving up to the mid lane as well. The next objective being the Drake. We can take a look at the gold lead. A little gold lead of 500 gold for Lostik in this case. It should be, if I can press X, it should be mainly on top lane. Yeah, top lane is 400 gold ahead. Jungle is almost dead even. Mid lane actually, the Victor is 1.2k gold ahead. And bot lane, the ADC is a little bit ahead. I wonder where the gold lead really comes from, because I only really see the Victor. I see the Victor being ahead a lot. Ooh, Rihanna needs to be careful. Rakan looking for the flash. Jarvan does not have ult. I don't think they have to damage to do anything here. There is flash and grand entrance. I don't want to say wasted, but technically wasted by the Rakan. Rihanna manages to get away without having to use anything herself. Now they're looking to take the position. Foxnyr potentially getting sandwiched here. Jarvan going in alone. Vi is looking for the engage on the Sivir. Sivir's not allowed to move. But Caitlyn is being damaged as well. Both bot laners down of Lostik. Jarvan looking for a re-engage. Orianna being around now too. Jarvan flashing away from the Orianna ult. But will get CC'd. Oh, the Vi dropping to the Liandris. Oh, Caitlyn face checking your Victor. I don't think that is what you want to do. Nice mantra Q by the Karma. Orianna doesn't get CC'd, and that's a 2 for 2, if I'm not mistaken, for both sides. Ornn just taking a chill pill, crafting some items in the top lane, because that's what he can do.
That is actually a crazy mechanic, being able to craft in lane.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard in one of your streams that you were talking about hordes, that you wanted a traveling merchant that you could like buy stuff on the road. It's basically you want Ornn passive in hordes. I am guessing.
Oh yeah.
Now, Orianna is TPing mid. Ornn doesn't have TP up, but neither does the Renekton. Lostik is first on the Drake. Karma still moving in. Ornn moving down too, though. So it looks like they do want to contest this. They don't have Orianna ult up, no Caitlyn ult up, no Vi ult up. And this should just be a free Drake for Lostik. They might look to take some exit kills, but they are not able to find anything. So they're gonna hit mid lane tower at least for a little bit. Oh, Caitlyn ult coming in, doing a big chunk of damage. But not enough for anything to happen.
This is a...
Caitlyn, not face checking who you want to face check here, and this will be a dead Caitlyn here. Bit of a greedy pathing, not expecting the Jarvan to be in that tribe rush. Now Jarvan hovering around the mid lane. Gets smacked in the face by an Orianna ball. Sivir will be looking to take the bot lane tower. Oh, Jarvan is a bit far up. Vi ult being used into the CC chain of the Orianna ult, and that's a big shutdown for the Vi. Very, very nicely played. They could have moved. Now Caitlyn is playing the top lane. She's flank TPing behind the Sivir. Sivir doesn't seem to know, but now she does, and Vi just flashes over the wall, smacks Sivir into the face. Sivir will have to counter flash, but Vi, of course, being able to have her Q up every 2 seconds, because it's absolutely not a broken ability. Misses the shot though. Caitlyn looking for the Q, just misses, but they just take it slow. Ooh, Karma misses. Very, very unfortunate, which means Karma has to die here as well. 1 for 1 not the best play you could go for here, but the Sivir does die, and of course uses her flash. Now they're looking for the Renekton. Ornn again, for some reason, doing way too much damage. Renekton going on the Orianna. Orianna flashing away. And they will get the shutdown on the Renekton as well. Poor Wolf Cookie is around though. Can they play this? So Jarvan is here too. Nice sidestep by Juvis. But with the Victor ult coming out, no flash on the Orianna. That should be a counter kill for the Victor. Now Herald is up. Renekton down on one side. Oh, Rakan is looking for an engage. Of course, Rakan being very flexible. Gets his seed now, though. Gets a lot of damage by Vi. Vi will be able to get in range. TP by the Victor to de-escalate the situation and help Lostik secure the Herald, which will mean that Caitlyn gets a free tower bot lane and is now looking for a recall. Karma still hovering around. Rakan scarily low. It seems like Foxnyr chooses to not go for this objective and give it over to Lostik. Yeah, gold still. Lostik being ahead by about 1.3k, not too much. So it's a very even game overall. Everyone slowly but surely hitting their 1.5 to 2 item spike. You can see Caitlyn ult already taking a big chunk of damage out of Sevir's health bar.
And that's gonna continue to scale.
So the issue I see for Lostik in this case is that I think it will be very hard for Sivir at least to find value in later team fights. I might be wrong, but I think it's going to be very hard. Because either the enemies are too far away, like she should never be in range of the Caitlyn, Karma or Orianna. And the other two, she can hit them, but they will probably hurt her more than she will hurt them. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how she... Ooh, Caitlyn has to be a little bit careful, not to get chunked down too much here. Jarvan is around now too. Karma has to flash. Oh, Jarvan going in very greenly, but he is allowed to, it seems. Takes a big chunk of damage. Vi going for the ult. Caitlyn gets a trap off, but doesn't hit. Orianna's around now too. Gets a really big shockwave. Rakan dropping very low. Rakan dying here. Caitlyn trying to do as much damage as she can. Can Vi find the kill? Vi finds the kill. Ornn ult comes out now too. Ooh, and Orianna needs to be a little bit careful. She has no flash, and that is a 3-4-2 in favor of Lostik. Exciting fights. We're just going a little bit too far. Jarvan taking the Vi on a journey with his flash. Meaning she was in just too deep. Bard's is a magical journey. This was not a magical one. This was just sad.
Oh.
With that, Drake is spawning in 25 seconds. Jarvan flash down, Renekton flash down. While on Foxnyr's side, the bot lane does not have flash. I mean, Orianna has no flash either, but they just used it basically. Orianna and Sevir's flash will come up at about the same time. But importantly enough for Foxnyr in this case, the engaging members of Lostik don't have flashes. So it should be a hard task for them to get onto the enemy. Well, Vi did show topside, so they might just go for this Drake uncontested. Ornn being a bit far forward. Ornn choosing not to flash away here. Which it should mean this will be a free Drake for Lostik. Second Drake, of course. The Foxy doesn't value it too high yet. In the meantime, Victor will TP top lane to defend that tower. So the good thing for Lostik in this game is that they have a lot of wave clear. They have Victor, who can destroy a wave in one gaze, basically. And they have Sivir, who can destroy a wave in one gaze. Oh, Victor needs to be a little bit careful now, though. Vi, with the ult, of course. Just going out of vision, not out of vision, out of range for the Orianna ult, though. And now Victor doing a lot of damage on the Vi. Rakan is helping him out there to get out. Now the whole Lostik team is reacting to this push, which means Foxnyr will not be able to get this tower. Bot lane, or top lane basically, still just smacking each other. Caitlyn finding the Rakan. Jarvan on the other side as well, needs to be a little bit careful. Herald spawned and will move to the mid lane. Jarvan going in on the Caitlyn. He has no real follow-up damage though. Rakan has no ult, has no W either, as he used W to get in range, and that's just a free Jarvan ult basically, if you want to say it like that. Now mid lane tower gets taken by Herald. Renekton needs to be a little bit careful, but with the double slice and dice, he just dashes away. And Lostik looks to recall. Jarvan just checking every bush with his flag. It's also really, really broken in my opinion that you can just throw your flag from a mile away and see vision. Same for Orianna Boldo. Now vision around Baron is the thing both teams will fight for.
This kind of feels like a reverse of the last game where Foxnyr was really oppressive, and now it's Lostik's turn.
Yeah, I have to agree. They're looking to go for the Baron here though. Dropping dangerously low. Ornn has not chosen to TP yet. So they might just look to give this, which is right. Ornn TPing now, a little bit late to the party. They're going on to the Victor. Victor gets his C-Chain by the Orianna ult. Karma fighting the Rakan right now. Severe Caitlyn just getting one shot by the front line. In the meantime, they trade for the Rakan. Not a worthy trade in my opinion. Ornn just trying to run away, doesn't get away. Karma trying to 1v1 the Victor, but will not get it. Does she get her E off in time? No, she doesn't, and she loses the 1v1 unfortunately. If she has first strike there, maybe she wins it, but she didn't have it, so she lost it. Unfortunately, that's a troll rune on Karma, so you know, you're gonna go for it. Jar, nice flash play right here. Gets his C-chained by the Renekton stun. Now Lostik looking for at least the mid lane inhib. And then they're gonna look to back off, reset, spend the gold they just got. And look to the next play, which will be the dragon in 2 minutes. Now it seems to be it's going to be a hard game for Foxnyr to come back from, but not impossible for sure.
That 8k gold lead.
The 8k gold lead hitting hard, of course. Just some unfortunate spread of gold as well on the Foxnyr side. All the kills being on the Karma and the Vi, not the champions you really want your kills on. The damage spread is a little bit off. Ornn stepping up very, very far. Needs to be careful for the Jarvan. Jarvan would probably just look to ult here. Ornn doesn't have flash, so he cannot really do anything here. Just gets the C-chain and will fall. In the meantime, Orianna trying to bully away the Renekton. Of course, this is Jarvan ult out, so the engage potential is a little bit lower than it could have been. And Sivir and Caitlyn together will be able to clear the wave quite easily. Vi looking for the top side here. Victor, of course, flashed at the Baron pit. They know he doesn't have flash. Jarvan pushing in mid lane to make sure the mid lane wave will crash, and Foxnyr has to answer that. Jarvan now looking to help the Renekton. Sivir will, Orianna will not be able to step up here anymore. And with that, the whole base is going to crumble. That's a second and potentially a third inhib fall. Oh, they're looking to protect the third inhib at least. Renekton needs to be a little bit careful. He's alone on the bot side now. Well, Jarvan is here to help. But with the rest of the team backing off, so will Renekton just getting away very, very closely. Jarvan taking that red buff. Now with the Chemtech Drake up, I would not be surprised to see Foxnyr just drop it. As it's quote-unquote only the third dragon, it doesn't matter too much. They can take this time to scale, clear waves. Ornn has now reached level 14, which will mean that he can give one item. He can upgrade one of the items, and he already did. He upgraded the Youmuu's Ghost Blade of the Caitlyn. And it's now called, let me check real quick, Youmuu's Wake. This push coming in now, it could potentially be the final push Lostik needs to win this game. Jarvan hanging in the bush together with Rakan. They have been spotted now too by the Blastcone. And I think as long as this third inhib doesn't fall, Foxnyr is still decently happy because they can just get free experience everywhere. Free gold. because it all just walks into their base. Once the 3 inhibs fall, once all 3 inhibs fall, it becomes a bit harder because of the double super means. Oh, Ornn looking for the engage. Victor going for the stopwatch. Nice shockwave. Rakan will instantly fall, so does Vido. Ornn trying to tank as much as he can, but not as tanky as he would want to be. Jarvan will potentially fall to the Caitlyn headshot. That does a lot of damage. Renekton looking to fight. Sivir not being able to get on the base. Orianna trying to clear the wave, but very, very, very low herself now. Renekton will look for the double dash and just tap the Orianna. And it looks like it will be game for Lostik. And we will end the series with a 1-1. With 2 very, very exciting games.
That was very interesting to look at. The snowballiness of the Victor seems to come into play here, because it was really Victor getting those kills in the mid lane.
For sure. I think, like I said during the game, it was a bit unfortunate how the kills were spread out on Foxnyr's side. Again, Karma having 5 kills, Vi having 6 kills, while both the carries of Foxnyr's side didn't really have anything. So it was a bit awkwardly spread out, basically, while the Victor managed to get his lead. Sivir also got some kills. Renekton, of course, getting ahead early game as well. It was very enjoyable to watch, though. So we end today's series on a 1-1. I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm going to end it here today. Tomorrow at... when is the first match? Tomorrow at 5, Foxnyr Finest will play again. It will be on the second Twitch channel, though, so don't forget to head over to that channel and click on the follow button there as well. As both teams will potentially be playing at the same time-ish if Foxnyr Finest doesn't finish fast enough. But tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Foxnyr Finest will play on the other channel. And on at 6:30, the main team will be playing on the main channel, so on here. Hope to see you guys all there. And for now, that is going to be it. Thank you for the games, thank you for watching, and no worries, I love casting these things. I hope everyone enjoyed and can rewatch it. Maybe, learn something new. And we will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye!
Bye!
I like it when the bass go.